When there's no more hope is left in me, I can see what comes my way, and I'm always lost. There's no
Welcome to this channel. Hope you all are doing great. Today we will learn a new maxim on equity. Equity looks to the intent rather than the form. It is based on the Latin phrase equitas spectat interiorum non formam, which means equity looks at the interior, not the form. In the plain reading of the maxim, we can say equity looks to the intent of the writing between the parties rather than the ornamentation of the words and letters. In short, the court of equity takes into account the spirit and the real intention between the parties behind the document, not the letters and words used in the document. Lord Romilly had correctly said, the courts of equity makes a distinction in all cases between that which is a matter of substance and that which matter of form, and if they find that by insisting on the form the substance will be defeated, they hold it to be inequitable to allow a person to insist on such form and thereby defeat the substance. Common law was very rigid and inflexible and looks into the form rather than the substance of the writing. Thus follows the words for which the appropriate remedy couldn't be delivered. The maxim emphasizes greater freedom of the equity court to do substantive justice. To understand this very maxim, we take the help of an illustration. A agreed to complete a work of B in the stipulated time of 12 months. A has completed his work more than 95% by the end of the 12th month. Then what will be the consequences? As we all know that the common law is very rigid and inflexible. It will go by the word of the contract, and the time is the essence of the contract. It will take that A has not performed its duty within the stipulated time frame, and B being aggrieved can sue for damage, whereas the equity will give reasonable time for completing the work. In common law, the contract is terminated by the lapse of time, but here B can sue instead of damage specific performance of contract, as contract is existing. The application of this maxim. 1. Relief against penalties and forfeitures. The common law runs with the literal meaning of the contract and does not interpret the objectives. If there is a breach of contract, the obvious outcome under the common law is damage. But the law of equity does not insist on the wordings of the contract, rather the intention behind the contract. The purpose of the contract is not damages, but the fulfillment of the contract. 2. Relief in respect of mortgage. Mortgagor have all right to get back the property from the mortgagee on the payment of the mortgage debt. The right of the mortgagor is protected by the court in the matter of redemption. The famous maxim, one's mortgage is always a mortgage and nothing but a mortgage. The concept is further extended in the doctrine of law. 3. Precatory trust. The term precatory means related to or recommended or extended. In equity, the intention of the author is not to be read in pieces, rather as a whole. So the entire trust deed is to be read as a whole. The application of this maxim can be found in the Indian law under section 74 and 55 of the Indian Contract Act, and also in the section 114 of the Transfer of Property Act. Some of the judgments where this maxim finds its place are 1. Sanjay Chandra versus CBI, Supreme Court, 2011. 2. Godrej and Boyce Manufacturing Company Limited versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax, Bombay High Court, 2010. 3. Jaswant Rai versus Avinash Kaur, Delhi High Court, 1973.